Is it recorded?
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Welcome to sadness.
With dogs, though.
Yeah.
I want a dog. Wait, look. It's the person we've been saying goodbye to the whole time.
Jackie!
I'm just kidding. We have a real friend
person.
named Jackie. On yesterday.
On yesterday?
That was yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
Oh my god.
You guys moved out.
We moved out of Disney housing.
I moved out 2 days ago.
Today is Thursday, March 19th. Our end dates were in May.
We extended until July.
Oh yeah, I was gonna extend, you guys. I got attractions too.
Yeah.
So if you hadn't heard already, Disney shut down due to coronavirus, and we all have to go home.
And you guys are currently visiting Florence, Alabama.
We are in Florence,
Yeah.
Alabama with Sarah Beth.
Hello.
It's like 9 p.m. It feels like it's like 2 a.m.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Avery and I are driving back to Arizona together. We're gonna
Yeah.
go to Dallas
And I'm stuck in Alabama.
and then New Mexico for the hotel and then home. Yeah, so basically what happened was Friday night. Thursday night?
Thursday night. No, it was Thursday.
Thursday was the first thing.
Thursday night,
They
said that they were closing Disney for 2 weeks.
So like a week from today.
Yeah,
A week ago
a
today.
week ago today. We found out Disney World was closing. And they said that they would be paying all cast members during the closing period.
And only the parks were going to close, so Disney Springs and resorts were staying
Still
open.
open.
And we
All of us.
all three of us work at those locations, so all of our jobs were staying open, so we were going to be okay.
Disneyland had closed earlier that day.
Mm-hmm.
Or announced it was closing earlier that day.
Yeah. Because of the governor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday, we all learned that the college program was going home.
And I was at the parks.
I had just dropped Emma off at the airport, which is either the last video or this video. We're gonna see which one I edit first. Where were you? Where'd you go?
I was at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
At
was
ESPN, which is not my home location. So that really sucked because it means that the people who told me weren't my leaders, they were ESPN
See,
leaders.
I didn't know my last day was my last day. My last day was Friday.
Oh.
And they told us Saturday, and then I called off on Sunday, which was a new location for me. So it's like, I'm not being trained for a new location for one day.
Avery and I both worked on Monday.
Yeah.
So the parks were already closed on our last day. And then I spent my last day with Sarah Beth, Michelle, and Erin, who worked at Pop Century.
Yeah, she was a lifeguard with me.
And you were with your linked roommate.
Yeah, I was with I was with my coworkers in the morning, and then I met up with Caitlin, who was my linked roommate, who I've been living with since June 2019. Before
Well, it could have
work.
been June 2020.
Yeah, well. It could have been June 2018. They don't know how.
Fair. Okay, I'm sorry.
And yeah. And so we went to Hollywood Studios because they felt bad for us, so they let us in Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, we went to all 4 parks that day.
We did 4 parks in one day.
1 hour of it was at Epcot, drinking around the world.
We went to Animal Kingdom, and they were saying that CPs could pretty much get into Fast Pass lines at first.
Yeah.
Basically until like noon or
Yeah,
so.
like no matter what, like you could go in the Fast Pass lane. So we rode
Flight of Passage twice.
You
got
shout out
to
to Omar.
Yeah, Omar. We love you, Omar. You got to do Tower of Terror.
I did Tower of Terror.
Oh.
I was at DAC in the morning, so I did Flight of Passage and Navi River, and my coworkers did Kilimanjaro and Everest.
Oh yeah, those are all good ones.
And then I left them and went to Studios because they were going to Epcot, and I decided I wanted to go to Studios because we had heard that they were going to let CPs on Rise. That was only true for like 15 minutes.
Well, they also let them on. No, they let them on all day.
No,
It was staggered. It went down. Rise went down, so they stopped.
It went down
CPs
twice, and then they let them on that night too.
Yeah, they ended up opening it back up at night, but during the day they stopped because then they weren't getting through their boarding groups, so it was causing problems because too many people found out about it. So CPs kept showing up and being like, "Can I go?" And they were like, "No."
Yeah, and that's what happened at a lot of places at Hollywood. We tried Mickey's Runaway Railway. We tried. What else?
Tower of Terror,
Rock and Roller
Coaster.
Coaster. Both of them.
I'm surprised Tower stopped letting.
Yeah,
because Tower never has a long line.
I got to do Toy Story Mania.
Tower had a 2-hour line. We went.
Yeah, I got to do Toy Story Mania, which was really fun.
I was sadly helping out my parents trying to get into the parks, so
yeah, but
I didn't get to do Mania.
And then we went to Epcot and we drank around the world in an hour. I promise I was safe, Dad. I promise. I was gonna say Mom, and I was like, no, my mom was in on it.
Well, we also shared one drink per person.
And there were 4 people.
So it wasn't like we had 11 drinks in an hour.
Oh my gosh.
But we shared a drink in Norway because we did Akershus.
The character dining in Norway.
Yeah.
Which all this lovely
house.
blank space here is for the photos that we took because all the princesses were so nice.
Oh my gosh.
And us being a little tipsy saw Ariel and did not know she was going to be there and then we screaming.
We almost started crying. It was borderline tears.
I don't think I cried that day till Magic Kingdom because after Epcot...
That day I was pretty good.
After Epcot we went to Magic Kingdom.
cried when Michelle left.
Oh, Michelle had to leave early and that's when the tears started.
She had to leave a day after we found out. We found out on Saturday and she left on Sunday.
Because she's from Canada and that was the right choice. Yeah, so we went to go see Molly at Jungle Cruise and Michelle left before she could ride a boat. And then we started crying and they were like, and we're gonna go request Molly for a boat. And Molly's standing there like,
And then we sobbed. I lost it when Michelle left. I think that was my first big cry.
Michelle turned to me last and I was like, losing it, and she kept walking and turning and walking and turning.
And it was bad.
I'm not gonna cry right now. That's
not what's happening.
Nope, we're not doing that. I haven't cried. Since Sunday.
I haven't cried since I left. I started sobbing. I was in the car with my mom and I was like running off of very, very, very little sleep. And we were driving away. I just got my graduation ears and that's the hardest I had cried since finding out was Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon as we were driving away from Disney.
I cried. Well, I mean, I cried a lot, but
we all cried.
But like
Everybody
the 3
cried.
major ones was after when I had the conversation with the leaders, because it was like once they told me is when it like became real, even though I had kind of figured it out earlier. It was them directly telling me. And then the second time was I got an ER. I got a 4-hour ER that day, and I ran to meet Caitlin at Magic Kingdom, and we watched Happily Ever After.
I was...
Don't watch Happily Ever After when you're emotional.
Oh, I was watching it too with you, and I think I didn't cry as much with Sammy when we watched it the next day, but that Saturday night.
Yeah. Saturday night was...
bad. It was bad. Everyone around us was bawling.
Yeah.
Like, I was in Magic Kingdom all day on Saturday. So I was with my cousin, her 2 friends, and then our roommate Sammy. Not Sammy.
I'm Sammy.
You're Sammy. Sandra.
Again with the names.
I'm sorry. I know what your name is and I know what her name is. It's been a long couple days.
It's been a rough year this week.
We found out in Cosmic Rays.
We found out in Cosmic Rays,
and we were sitting in the corner, and I didn't know this about me, but I just kind of like shut down because I didn't want to be like everyone was sobbing, and I didn't want to like add to it, so I was trying to comfort everybody, and I didn't cry when I first found out. I was just like sitting there, just like having to like trying to like talk everyone down out of it, like be like, hey, we need to figure this out, like this is not a time to like blah blah blah. And then we got in line for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and I lost it. Everyone else had stopped crying, and I really want that picture from Seven Dwarfs Mine Train of all of us just sobbing.
Oh, there was a thread in the Facebook group that was like, what is the weirdest place you have cried today? Mine was Tower of Terror. Yep, I cried on Tower of Terror.
I cried in the when you go meet Mickey at the town center. I lost it after meeting Mickey. I lost it standing in front of the Mickey dolls.
Yeah, you did.
Cried, sobbed a happily ever after. Our last ride was almost Tomorrowland Speedway. And it ended up being the carousel.
This is, I guess, it's a show, but
It
my
counts.
last thing was the Frozen Sing-Along celebration at Hollywood Studios, and I'm not mad about it because
I wouldn't be mad about that.
that is the best show on property, and I stand by that. And
I never got to see it.
Me neither.
I never saw any of the Frozen themed things.
wow,
Yeah.
was it you who said that it was the best worst day?
Best worst
Worst
day.
Yeah.
It really was, because it was, like, everyone was, like, rallying, like, the sense of support.
Yeah, like
for amazing
everywhere we went after they made the announcement, like full-time, part-time cast members were like doing everything they could, like both like CPs, like you would know exactly who a CP was,
Yeah.
make eye contact with them and just
You know.
you both just kind of make a face and like keep going, or like you go up to any location and a full-time or part-time cast member would look at you and say, "I'm so sorry, thank you for everything," and give you a hug.
And, like, there was a little time whenever the people I was with at Magic Kingdom in the morning had to go to work. And so there was, like, this awkward hour break where I was alone in Magic Kingdom before Michelle got off of work. So I didn't really know what to do, so because I was, like, weirdly numb.
Yeah.
Like, is this the best way to put it? So I went to go meet some princesses. So I was in line, and they let me in the Fast Pass line to meet Rapunzel, Tiana, Cinderella, and Elena. And I was in line, and these girls, there were 4 girls in front of us, and I just started chatting. I was like, "Hey, are you guys DCP?" And they were like, "Yeah." And they were all crying, and then they went up to the line. There were like 4 people. They're like, wait, no, 5. And so they got me, and they got me in the pictures with all of these princesses. And then it's like, we're a group now. And they're all Fantasyland merch. So they were really sweet people. And then one of the girls had Memory Maker. So we all got the pictures from Memory.
Okay, we're back. It's good. My storage got full, but the video is there. So I was gonna say, here, Ellie. Ellie, come on. Come on. Here we go.
There you go.
Come on.
Avery had to get out of the way. Okay, we're not going to take her.
Dogs always take priority.
Yeah, true.
Sorry, this is Ellie, by the way.
Yeah, that's Ellie and Jackie. But yeah, so we were at it was our last night there, and Avery and a bunch of us, including Sandra and Ted and Caitlin, Jess, and Janie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all went to the Polynesian and got Dole Whip.
Oh, that was after I had left.
That was after you left, because we were sad.
We were sad.
So 3 of us got Dole Whip and went out to the beach, because we were waiting on somebody else, and we were just standing in the beach we played Happily Ever After, listening to music. Some CPs walked by and said thank you, and another cast member had been like, "Aw, CPs," but we were walking back up towards like the main building, and a cast member was standing there. He was wearing a hat, and he takes off the hat and he puts it to his heart, and he gave us a bow.
Aww.
And I was like, "Thank you." So the best worst days happened this week.
Yeah, it was like a lot of fun, and there was a lot of magic, but like, because we were leaving.
But now I have to say goodbye to Sarah Beth tomorrow.
And we're not talking about that, and don't play on my dog. I'm playing over you.
But our leaders were helpful. I got a cookie. Actually, I got a lot. I got a cupcake and a cookie snack pack, and then a big cookie.
I got a free Powerade.
I also got food.
I got so much.
I did get a
so
lot of
much
free
food.
things.
I will say, Disney didn't just yeet us, though. Like,
That's true.
we got our 2 weeks of pay that they promised every cast member.
Mm-hmm.
They were
That was really
super nice about it. They did everything they could to help us. If you were like
this
stuck, they would extend like the amount of time for you to get out. They offered a free shuttle service to the airport, and if that didn't work, they were going to pay for a Amir's taxi for you. Those are not cheap.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I called them because I was concerned about us getting home because cities are shutting down. At like literally an hour ago, Los Angeles said that this whole city was on shutdown. So in case state borders close or we have issues getting home, someone said take a picture of the back of your ID for the service center card and the number, and to call them if we needed any help. Like, they're there for us, but...
Yeah.
And this is something out of their control.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the executives from Disney Springs, I worked at Disney Springs, and the president, the vice president, all the board members, they called down all of the CPs, the custodial CPs. I'm sure they met with all the CPs, but this particular meeting was just custodial because I think they wanted us to be with people we were comfortable with because they made us talk about our feelings.
But we didn't get that.
No.
I'm the only CP in my location.
Well, we had a lot of, like, we had 50 CPs in our location, so we had a lot of hugging and crying, but...
But anyway, they told us that it was... The decision was kind of forced on them by both the CDC and the governor of Florida, so...
It's because we were living in dorms.
Yeah. Because the housing is run by American Campus Communities, which, if you live on campus at a lot of schools in the country, they run those. Like, they run the housing at Arizona State, too.
Yep.
So, and I know they have some houses at, like, Liberty and, like, places like that. So they're, like, a really big, like, dorm company. And so when basically they were calling for the closure of all dorms, and we count as dorms.
Dorms, yeah. So, like, I understand. And again, like, even, like, all of this was the best decision because people are getting sick. Like,
you all know the news.
Yeah, you know the news. You know coronavirus.
We understand.
We understand why. This is not Disney's fault. We're not mad at Disney.
No.
Or I am not mad at Disney. I can't speak for you.
I'm not mad.
I'm mad about the situation. I'm not mad at Disney.
No, they
it's
handled
not
this
their
the best
fault.
they can.
Yeah.
I will probably not be done with Disney videos because quarantine. Please give me something to do. I can show you what I bought while I was there if you really want to, because we panic bought things at the end.
We did.
Yeah, I didn't realize panic buying was a real thing.
I spent an ungodly amount of money. I went to 3 character dinings in 3 days.
People wouldn't let me not spend money.
Yeah, I did a character dining each day, and then I bought things that I was like, I was gonna buy this later, but now there's not gonna be a later.
There's no later. Also, if you have, I'll do a question and answer video because I was always going to at this point in the program.
Yeah.
So if you have more questions about what we talked about today, or if you have general questions about the regular program and not the chaos, literally anything, please help me stay entertained during quarantine.
Ask me a question too, because I have nothing to do.
Yeah, we can include everybody else.
I'll video.
Send questions for any of my friends in the program. She's children's activities, she's custodial, and if you watch Resort Hopping, you should be able to get the rest of our group. So if you have questions about roles or areas.
And I have done a bunch of different locations. I've done resort custodial, I've done parks custodial, I did Disney Springs, and I did ESPN, and they're all very different. So if you have any questions about any custodial at all, I've done it all.
I worked at a deluxe resort and I worked at a value resort, so I have opinions on both. They know.
Yeah. Otherwise, if you have other videos you want me to make, we never did a room tour because we were waiting for inspections and that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. No 2-bedroom, 6-person tour of our mess.
They had very ugly yellow carpet.
Oh, it was so bad. And the couches.
My carpet was a nice, like, it was like brown, but like, it was like a nice brown where you couldn't tell that it was super dirty, you know?
Yeah, and then ours was mustard yellow.
I also had a balcony and they didn't.
But we had extra room in our living room.
I had 3 fridges.
3? How many people did you live with?
There was 6 of us.
Why do you have 3 fridges? Wait, I didn't know
That's
this.
the question. She'll answer that question later. Please give me more videos to film. I'm gonna be
Okay.
sad.
I'll send in a question.
Okay. Well, yeah, if you have questions, anything else. So for now, goodbye.
See you in quarantine.
Woo!